Hello, everyone. I am Vinodita Sankhyan once again with another episode on domains of SQAA. We have Dr. Vasanthi Tyagarajan, who has 4 decades of teaching, learning, and administrative experience. Dr. Tyagarajan is the founder, principal, and correspondent of Shishya School, Hosur. With a doctorate in education, Dr. Vasanthi is passionate about teaching and training. She has worked with Dr. Howard Gardner on multiple intelligences in Howard University in 2008. She is also an accredited trainer in differentiated instructions, a CBSE master trainer for ASL, classroom management, career guidance, upholding integrity and ethics, experiential learning, application of Bloom's taxonomy, linking learning's outcomes to authentic assessment, multiple intelligences in the classrooms are a few names or titles to her credit. Dr. Vasanthi is a member of the panel nominated to design the holistic progress card of CBSE as envisaged by the NEP. She is a core member of the CBSE team designed for school quality assessment and assurance, the SQAA manual, and is a master trainer in the same. Dr. Vasanthi is also an active member of Mano Darpan, an initiative by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. She is a highly decorated educationist with CBSE Teachers Award in 2004, CBSE Mentor Award in 2011, and National Award for Teachers in 2012 by Government of India. She is a Fulbright Distinguished Awardee in Teaching in the year 2011. I welcome ma'am to my channel, The Sankhyan Perspective.
Thank you.
I could not think of anyone better to do this domain, which is domain 5 on management and governance. Ma'am, I felt with the kind of expertise and experience that you have in this field, you should be the fit person to guide us all so that we can move ahead with this domain and do the spirit and the thought of SQAA full justice. So ma'am, what is the gist of this domain 5 that is on management and governance?
First of all, namaste everybody, and thank you viewers for supporting this program because I personally feel Vinodita has done a wonderful, taken up a wonderful initiative in bringing out very simple, tiny modules of SQAA for the reference of all of us. So instead of going through the voluminous SQAA manual first, to just listen to these very brief videos, play them over many times to understand the spirit of SQAA more than anything else, because the manual anyway, Vinodita contains everything we need. We have to look at the best way to reach everyone. I think this is exactly what has happened in all your episodes so far. Coming to management and governance, I would say in very simple terms, we'll have to look at 3 words that drive credibility, conviction, and commitment. I call them the 3 C's that drive management and governance. Because when there is a commitment, then there is a credibility as well as the conviction. And the major stakeholders, who are of course the students, then the parents, the teachers, as well as I would say society whom we serve, they really understand the very vision of this management that's driving the school. Another thing I thought we should be looking at is management and governance need not necessarily actually imply that it is a focus on a trust or society that is running that school. If you interpret that properly, Vinodita, and I'm sure you'll agree that anyone who manages the school, right from, I would say, the security guards at the entrance, to our cleaners, to our class teachers, to our teachers, to our counselors, then the principal and so on, I think all of these constitute a real management and governance of any institution. And good governance also, I think, means a lot of joint responsibility of the management and, of course, all the teams that make the school at all levels. You did the, the program on my school, pedagogical leadership for all of us, and guided my school. And we could see when you pointed out that this is a huge joint responsibility of everyone. And more importantly, when we all have this vision and the mission of any school, are all that we are doing aligned to this vision and mission? The management and governance, all aspects of what they do, walk the talk kind of thing, is it all linking with that? Good governance is not actually firefighting or crisis management. And instead of adopting for ad hoc solutions, the need of the hour is to tackle the root cause of the problem. What does this mean? It is that good governance, it is a joint responsibility, of course, the management, but all the teams at all levels. That means top-down responsibility for sure, but we need to walk the talk. The governing body of the institution cannot make rules for that institution, but flout them or create exceptions. If we say that all of us have to come to school on time, it means that every student, every teacher, no matter what your relationship is with that management, could be the father who is the owner of the school or whatever, there is no flexing of any kind of a rule, let us say. Why should we do that? That is where the credibility is going to be established. It doesn't matter who follows which rule. We are all under the same umbrella. If we do that, it brings in not just the credibility, it brings in the cooperation and the coordination in the school, because everyone believes that there is fair play in that institution.
What, to my mind, in governance and management and governance, the entire school, all stakeholders, they come in, and when any trust or any society decides to set up a school, they first have a vision, and then they have some core values and beliefs around which they build up that institution.
Yes.
So when we talk of this domain, the vision, mission, and the core values and beliefs of their trust gets reflected in all different workings and parameters of the school.
True.
So this domain, ma'am, has been subdivided into 10 subdomains and 10 standards.
Okay.
So would you like to comment something on that?
More than the technical aspect of what the domains tell us, I would like to actually focus on the inclusive policy of the relationship management here, the communication records that need to be maintained with all the stakeholders. There has to be a lot of focus area on that. I would look at the management giving a little focus on the capacity building programs already coming under first domain, but you know, these domains get locked up into different other domains. They're seeping through everywhere. They're not standalone domains. So there's a lot of connectivity amongst all of the domains, Vinodita, which our viewers should be aware of. That it's not just I do domain 1 and I know it's all done. No, you just come down to domain 4, you'll find a reflection of that. You touch infrastructure, it will come into domain 5 of management. You touch management, it talks about infrastructure. You talk about inclusive policy at a separate domain. Again, in the management, it will come in the teaching learning process. So there is so much of the seeping through that everyone should know that this is one comprehensive whole and not standalone where I focus on this and I think it doesn't connect with the others. So schools will definitely have to look at the study of the SQAA in terms of that big web, you know, that is made around it. And probably it will be good to have some 2-3 very core coordinators who look at that connectivity across the school. I would suggest that. And you rightly spoke about a management that starts a school. Do they have a clear vision and mission? Because Vinodita, many of the schools we are looking at websites just out of interest, you find that there are lovely fancy statements of visions and missions. And when you meet such people of the principal or governor, you go for affiliation inspections and all that, we find that that vision and mission are just statements put up to maybe attract attention or something which nobody is convinced about, high language which no one is able to understand. So I think schools have to realize that the basic thumb rule would be you get your stakeholders to decide what's the vision of your school. Maybe in the beginning, when you started, there'll be no stakeholders around. The management was decided to launch a school, let us say. But at that time, it's very important for them to bring in some teachers, some alumnus or their own friends, and they need to brainstorm. This is what we did in my own school. When we started in 1989, it was our own vision that we designed. But later on, after 10 years, we redesigned the vision. We're planning to actually change the vision statement. We are replacing child-centric into learner-centric.